Yeah, so welcome from Merida, Mexico. We're here at the Volunteer House, and we're very excited to be talking to you today. I'm Cedric. I'm the co-founder of UBELONG, and you guys also started the project. You guys are the founders of the Mexico project. You know, the goal is just to kind of talk to you a little bit about what the project in Mexico is all about, and why we do what we do. So why are we here, and why we have volunteers. Yeah, so in terms of impact, you know, we have an amazing teaching English project, which we visited yesterday, actually. All three of us were there, and we had some UBELONGers there. So, you know, we've been there for, I guess, over a year now. What is the impact that you see, Martina, on that project? Like, have you seen any changes? What's happening there? Why are we teaching English there?
Okay, I definitely do. I mean, it's a small community inside of Merida, and they're really poor, so they don't have the possibility to really go and take Spanish classes or come to Merida and take one of the classes here. So what we started last year, the first volunteer, Alex, so we started the summer program, and yeah, started with the basics, the colors, animals, with the kids. The adults, some of them were like, had some English, so building on that. And I can really see, like, over the last year, and especially now that we have more volunteers again, that they're improving. So they say hello in English, they have a couple of more words, they know how to write some words, so they're really improving. The kids as well as the adults. So there's some of them that want to work in tourism, it's their big dream. So they have some more English, and yeah, they're really moving on.
And they want to go. They want to learn, and that's very important. You know? They really want to go and do.
And they are, exactly. And they are really thankful as well. But they always say, like, thank you for being here. Thank you for
when are you coming back?
Exactly. They invite them to their houses. They have them little goodbye cards from the kids. So it's
And another thing too, I was speaking to the head teacher yesterday, and I asked her the same question. And one of the things she also said, of course, learning English is valuable and they speak better, but also their confidence, she says, has changed a lot. You know, interacting with new people from different cultures, and they're just more open, they're more expressive. And that's important too, though.
Exactly.
Just having somebody from far away come and care for you and want to teach you and force you to be open. And she says she really noticed that difference in them. So how about the caregiving project? Let's talk about the Caring for Disabled Children project. What is the impact that you guys have seen there? What have you seen change?
So actually what we have are two different projects for disabled. We have one shelter where they really, the whole year round, they live there.
They live there, they study there.
Exactly. They eat, they have their therapy there, so they don't leave it a lot. And we have the other one in the south, it's a park. So they are there in the mornings to do their piñatas, do their work, but that's a small group. But we normally work in the afternoons because you have up to 90 disabled people who come with their parents in the afternoon. And they have sports, they have art, they have dance, so that just that they can do some activities, that they learn. They have therapy now as well, so that is pretty good. So they are two different projects, but the difference I can see is like giving extra hands. I think with disabled it's hard to ask them themselves. Like, I mean, often they don't speak, or they recognize it in a way, but maybe you don't know exactly how. But what you can tell is that the staff is really happy to have extra hands, and that's what they always say. We are so happy to have you. We're happy to have extra hands to help us feeding, washing them, playing with them, helping with the therapy, or just putting a smile on their face as well, or giving them other input, other ideas.
They need a lot of love. And that's the most important thing. And volunteers give extra hands and a lot of love without having to speak Spanish. So it's like the universal language,
Exactly.
So that's very important for them.
I agree. It's just giving affection, and you know, I think that especially with disabled people, the most little things matter. You know, like helping to feed. We take it for granted, but that's a big deal though for a child who can't feed himself, and it helps the local staff when you have somebody who can help them feed, or help them bathe, or help them play.
Because they need a lot of individual attention.
And they need a lot of individual
It's not that
attention.
you can tell the whole group, get ready,
right,
and change yourself. No, because normally they can't.
Some of the kids, well, most of them are coming from families that are having like abuse, but also
problem?
Like a dysfunctional family.
A dysfunctional family, yeah. Like an
Problems
absent
with,
father.
or problems with alcohol, sexual abuse,
Yeah.
from all those backgrounds. You know?
Domestic abuse.
Yeah,
right,
some of them also are orphans.
Right.
So, or they are in custody. No, how's it
In
called?
custody fights.
Custody fights.
Yeah. So like the
Like
mother and the
illegal,
father
yeah,
is trying to get custody of the child, and
So they
and the
take
kids
them
are
away.
in between.
Yeah,
Right.
so.
Right. And I think that's where you see a lot of the changes. You know, kids who are more open, kids who are more confident, and more willing to receive affection and give affection. So
Yeah, and
it's
see you as a
super
friend
important.
sometimes. Well, at least for the orphanage. What the director said at the beginning, they see you as friends, no? Because they are
Right.
there. I mean, they are more than 280 kids more or less right now.
Yeah.
So almost 300, and
Yeah.
normally they don't leave the orphanage. I mean, it's their home.
Another project that we have is the environmental project. So can you tell us more about what exactly people are doing, but then what is the impact? What have you seen over the years?
Well, it's just it's a park, and they plant seeds and they grow the plants and trees and everything. So they need a lot of help because they do reforestation after there.
In general, Merida is growing a lot. You
Right.
see they're building a lot, so a lot of like trees, a lot of green areas are just like, how do you say, ripped off, or just like
Just cleared.
just cleared
Right,
up, exactly.
right.
So what their idea is actually to get together and build, put a new plant or put a new tree or plant a new tree to have it green again, Merida.
Right. You know, the goal is to plant 30,000 plants in Merida every year. So like you were saying, though, that's a big deal, especially when Merida is growing and people are tearing down trees. You know, it has the seedlings and it grows the seedlings and then it gives them out to the community. But that's a big deal. How about the medical project? Tell us about the impact of the medical project.
Yeah.
Well, seeing the public health, I think in May we had 2 volunteers who worked on the public health project, and I think that was really helpful because a big problem, for example, is nutrition. Like for example, in
Right.
villages, a lot of
Number one
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola, tortillas,
exactly.
everywhere.
A lot of carbs.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
nutrition is not good.
Yeah, diabetes is a problem. So I think it would be really helpful, especially for the little communities around, that people come or volunteers are there and tell them more about nutrition, what is healthy to eat, what is not.
Right. But I think the medical project is good because you're sharing ideas, you know. So there's a sharing of ideas between the doctors
If
and
they
the
have good
volunteers.
Spanish.
Yeah, if they have, that's why
You
it's
need
very
good
important.
Spanish for the
you
medical
need
project.
Spanish,
Yeah. For that project
That
you
is
need
true.
Spanish.
And advanced
Yeah.
Spanish.
You need advanced Spanish, yeah. So
Yeah, because
that's
at
really
the end, the
important.
hospitals as well. I mean, for poor people and for having them come from the communities and they don't have like
Right.
the money to go somewhere else. So sometimes, there are a lot of people and there's a lot to do, but we definitely need someone who speaks good Spanish, who
For the
can
medical
understand
project.
most
to
of it
understand and
has
understand
it.
the problems of the family and
Right.
Exactly.
and try to communicate.
Because I
to
think,
them,
then you can do a lot. Like you said, share ideas or just like
Right.
also sit down with the kids and be there. While maybe the parents can go and buy something or can go and get a shower because they don't move from the
Yeah.
bed or they don't move from the entrance of the hospital.
There's only one person allowed
and
inside of the room, so
yeah.
if they want to leave, they cannot leave
Right.
the baby alone. So they need help over there as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, to
Exactly.
take care of the kids.
Well, the food bank, what they basically do is to build the bridge, between, I mean, you have so many huge supermarkets here and they throw a lot of food away. So all this food, or not all of it, but part of it, they want to pass on to people who don't have something to eat. So just instead of throwing it away, giving it to communities and to families who can't afford to buy food or don't have enough food for the whole family because often they have 3, 4, or 5 kids. So the idea is to build the bridge and but volunteers basically can help there when the food comes in, like packing. We had volunteers there
Separating
in
the
the warehouse, exactly, separating food, sending it to different communities, like packing it on one side to the other side. But there are different activities you can do there. We had like volunteers working on social media, helping with marketing, helping with fundraising, events, or getting ideas. How can we get more funds so we can get more food and give it to more families?
Right.
We had just
The warehouse.
The warehouse, exactly. So the warehouse is a little bit a mess. So we had one UBELONGer now who was really in charge, and it was a good. She was really good. It was her studies as well, to organize the warehouse a little bit. So what do you do? And this is not safe, and people getting injured sometimes because a lot of people who work there are volunteers themselves, but just to get the food. So they work there, but they don't know exactly a lot about safety. I mean, they tried to train them a little bit as well, but still they don't know a lot. So the idea was to really make it better and make it faster as well. No? The food comes there and you don't need to carry it. More efficient. It's like to the other side.
And they also go to some communities outside of Merida and do some research about the families, what they eat, and also help them out with nutrition and weight them, and it's also very important. Yeah? So
exactly.
It's just part of the of the whole process.
Yeah.
And important to see what they need, no? It's not just like, every family gets the same. No, maybe, you have 3 girls, or you have like older guys, they always need more. Exactly. So you see how you distribute it well as well.
What we do is create the opportunity for people to come and help. But it's up to the volunteer to take the opportunity and go beyond that. So I think that's a good example of a volunteer being proactive and asking how she can be in help and seeing where she can be of help. Our newest project in Mexico is the business project. It's a marketing project, and you kind of split your time between working with Martina and Leo here and taking video like we're doing now, and taking pictures, and just helping with day-to-day things that you guys are working on to help us make the project smoother and better. And then the other half of your time is helping our main office in Washington and Lisbon. You're working here, you're here, you're living here in this awesome place, but you're connecting with us on Skype, and you might be working with me one day and working on a project about Facebook or Twitter. The next day you might be working with somebody else in the office in Lisbon or DC. So it's a really cool project for somebody who really is a marketing person or a public relations person, to help us in Mexico in terms of what we do, and also to help us overall in all the countries that we work in. The number one thing that people ask us when it comes to Mexico is safety. People watch CNN and they think that the drug war is engulfing the country, and that people are getting kidnapped and killed, and I'll answer this myself, but Mexico is a big country, just like the United States is a big country, or Germany is a big country, and there are parts of the United States where I probably wouldn't want to go to because it's not safe, and there's parts of Germany that you probably wouldn't want to go to. There's also parts of Mexico that you probably wouldn't want to go to. Really, the Yucatan is very safe. There's none of that drug war stuff here. It's just another world. And all of our locations are safe. Like if they weren't safe, we wouldn't offer them. But really, Merida is one of the safest. It's very rare that we have any issues with pickpocketing or people feeling uncomfortable.
No, I mean it's always good to watch out a little bit.
Of course,
don't
you
feel
want
too
to be
safe
smart.
either.
Yeah, of course,
don't feel super safe.
Yeah.
But in general, no, it's really a super safe place. And you see people as well. You see people at their houses at night. They always leave doors open, windows open, or sit outside, or just don't. I don't know. There's their car, and no one is scared that they're gonna rob their house. They're gonna break into their house now or get the car. So.
It's a really, it's a wonderful place. We really hope to have the opportunity to welcome you here. You're gonna make a difference, but you're also gonna have a life-changing experience. So you're gonna come away from this place and be a new and improved version of you. So we hope to see you soon. And,
with a Mexican touch.
With a Mexican touch, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
So see you.
So come.
Yeah, come to Merida. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Ciao, ciao.